golden tape. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw his car. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 57 yards.
And the Saints, 1st down.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field.
Hey, exit.
Now Drake. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. The Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Here I come. Here I come. You're mine. Here I come. 50's the mark. Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Into the red zone. It's Carr. Flushed out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Terrific coverage in the end zone that time. Forced him out of the pocket to his right. I thought maybe try and run it there, but no one came open for him. Nice job by the defense of not getting out of their lanes.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Carr. And he hits Drake. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. From the gun, it's Carr. It's complete to Grant. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. On 1st and goal, Drake. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
On 3rd and short, this is Janovich. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Andy Janovich, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Saints 7, Falcons nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
That's good for Falcons. First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now it's Hines. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And this shot downfield on 2nd down is brought in. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Result of the play, 1st down and 10.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. After 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 15 now. Carr over the middle, and it's incomplete. Eric Reed, the former LSU Tiger, making the play on the defensive side.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Carr. Hopping over the top. And this is caught. It's Parker. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. So the flag thrown for the contact, mark off the yardage.
And sometimes you just read a hitch route way too fast. You get there before you're supposed to, and there's the penalty.
On 1st down, Drake. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Down. 85. 29.
On first down, here's Love. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 14 yards is the pickup, first down, New Orleans. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Now 2nd and 6 at the Falcons' 39-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now they'll throw with Carr. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 31-yard line.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running.
Touchdown, New Orleans! Corey Grant, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And they're able to run it in. It started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Going up top. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Curtis Samuel, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score of 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he's brought down after a very nice gain. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First down, New Orleans.
Here we go. 185. I got you. 93. 93. 50. Target. He's right, Chief. Check 50.
On first down, it's Grant. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On the carry, it's Love. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Down. 180. 50. 50's a mark. 50's a mark. Watch the out.
They'll run on first down. Grant. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Mike down. 280. And 734.
That's a jet sweep. They get it to Foster. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Robert Foster, his second touchdown on the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
14 yards there on a Falcon first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Go.
Looking to throw on second down. Meeks being chased out left. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Well, he's been the guy. Already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Meeks. And he's He's taken down here by the Saints. The sack there by J.J. Watt. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe. Because
it's caught inside the 25. A big play there just before halftime. 53 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now Carr, he's going to go up top for the end zone and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. It gets it into the arms of Parker, complete. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Down. 185. Watch the run. Later one. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
637. Mike 50. Mike 50. Mike 50. Here we go. Here we go. 50's the Mike. 50's the Mike.
Again, they'll throw with Carr. This will be caught at about the 6. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
694. Hey, check. Mike 50. Mike 50.
Carr to throw again. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. He was looking for Parker that time.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, here we go. Watch the pass.
A final shot before break. Meeks taking a shot for Samuel. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They go back to Grant. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On first down, Love. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Check 26, check 26.
Staying on the ground, it's Love. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves him still needing 11 here on 3rd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
50, 50. Here we go.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And it's caught by Parker. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Devontae Parker, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
To throw on second down, Meeks steps away to his left. And this is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Nice 7. Everyone, you got 4 down. 58 to Mike, 58.
Operating from the gun, Meeks able to find Isabella. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of 2 there, second down. Looking to throw on second down. Meeks, he's going to let this one go deep. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Off-play action. Meeks. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
Hey, Alpha.
They're going to try and throw. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
On first down, Carr. That's complete to his running back, Grant. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A good pickup of 6 there on first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now Carr. And he is going to lose yardage here. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Throwing his Carr on third down. Forced out to his left. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Hard. Get it.
This is Hines. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Here we go on 2nd and 12. That ball complete to Isabella. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Offensively, when you see cover two, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. It's a pickup of 5. Brings up second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Shotgun handoff now for Love. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Carr. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Cameron Johnston now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Curtis Samuel with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Falcons cut into that lead. The Falcons are going to leave the offense out there. They'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Looking here for Smith downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. He's got Smith here. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
White Monday down.
Carr now on first down. It's caught. Smith. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Vincent Smith, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They begin the drive with Hines. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. To throw on 2nd down. Meeks under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 19. Looking to throw. Meeks taking a shot for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
He don't want it. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike now.
On 4th down, Meeks. And this is going to be incomplete. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
Here we go. Hey, check Mike 50. Mike is
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Vincent Smith, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
No. Off. Hey, exit. Shoot.
Looking to throw on second down. Meeks. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? And he said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by one more. This is fielded at the goal line.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Atlanta
15,
offense out there for their next drive.
Come on, boy.
Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Dancing to it, and a big loss here as he's taken down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Mike 28. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Go.
On fourth down, Meeks. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Meeks. Screenplay. Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Hey, Orbit. Hey, number 28. Mike, he's coming. Check him. Check, let's go.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And an alley to run. There he goes right side. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Falcons. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. On third down, it's Hines. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Oh, this offense is staying put. They're just 1 for 4 in these situations so far, but they're going again on fourth down. They'll run for it with Hines. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Looking to throw. Meeks. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Andy Isabella was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now a give, right side. Hines. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there, first down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Saints, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.